Good morning. It is 7:43. Welcome back to Great Day for this Wednesday, 14th day of May. Lou, Jackie, and Jason here, being joined, I should say, by Rebel here. Rebel Snodgrass is here from All American Exteriors, and we were just chatting about what kind of intro music for him. We're thinking Billy Idol, Rebel Yell.
Yeah.
It fits.
Yeah, it fits. Perfect. So maybe next time you're here, we'll get Rebel Yell ready to go.
You yell a lot in your business?
No.
Well, yelling?
I'm not going to admit to it.
No, but I'm sure you hear a lot of yelling when it comes to repairing things.
Yeah.
From various homeowners, and that's what we're going to be talking about here this morning.
But not my stuff. Not
your stuff. We're talking about fixing stuff that happened to other people's homes. And Jason, over the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about all the hail that's hit.
Well, this is timely, and I thought about you when this happened last week because we had a hailstorm go right over Des Moines, Beaverdale. We had ping pong ball size hail, golf ball hail, and you know there's going to be people out there with roof damage and siding damage. And as you mentioned, and I know this from personal experience, you can't always look up there and see it. It's not easy to tell sometimes.
Yeah, it is. It's difficult to tell. I mean, you've got to have a trained eye. What happens is it hits the shingle and it breaks that aggregate loose. And the only reason you have that gravel on your roof is to keep the UV rays from getting to the asphalt.
Oh. Okay, here's some of the hailstones.
Is it one of those things, out of sight, out of mind? Like when I hear hail, I immediately think of my car. Get it inside.
Right.
I don't necessarily think, oh, my roof might have been damaged.
A lot of people don't think about it.
Now that you can see.
Yes.
Right. That's something that's pretty odd.
What that is that picture right there is 3 years old. But see, it takes a while for the aggregate to start coming off. Okay. Now, obviously, that was a pretty substantial hail damage and was.
So what happens is the hailstones will hit the shingle and will take the aggregate and loosen it, and then over time when the rains come and the snow comes, it just moves the aggregate away from where the shingle is.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. I tell people a good thing to do is go down to your gutter spouts where the downspouts are, and that's your monitor for your roof. You look, and every time it rains, it carries that aggregate with it. So if you look at your downspout, she's going to look tonight when she goes home.
Well, no, okay, just for someone who's not, not really someone that has to deal with this very often, when you say aggregate, what are you talking about?
The stone coating.
The gravel.
The gravel.
The gravel that's on top of the shingles.
So if you go down your downspout and you see those little gravel particles.
So if you got a blue roof or a green roof or what have you, you go to your downspout, and right there where the water comes out, it'll deposit that stone, and there'll be a little pile of it.
Really?
And a little bit's normal. I mean, I wouldn't get worried about a little bit. But when you start seeing substantial, then you need to take whether you've got hail or not, you're going to have, your roof is wearing out. Because what happens is that the asphalt is your protectant, and the stone is to keep the UV rays from getting to that asphalt. That's what gives you your longevity.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so as that stone comes off, more UV rays hit that asphalt and dry it out, which cause it not to lose the adhesive, and so the stone starts coming off faster and faster. So it's kind of like running downhill. It doesn't depreciate equally throughout the entire length of the roof. The closer you get to the end of your roof, the faster it depreciates.
Okay, which is also probably a good reason not to climb on your roof unless you have to and run around on top of your roof.
Exactly. When somebody's going, well, I think I need to get a roof in a year or two, then unless I need to go up on the roof, I don't even go up on the roof. I'll measure from the ground, and if I feel I want to look at a specific area, I carry binoculars because I'm a good I'm a good sized man. I get up there and I walk around on that roof, and it's towards the end. Those shingles are no longer flexible; they're brittle. So when you walk on it, you cause cracks, which then causes leaks.
This was accelerated. By the way, this was Thursday night of last week, if people are wondering. We had the big hail that moved right through the city. The other thing that we found, and we had hail that was only marble size at our house out in Urbandale, but the wind was so strong, it was about 70 miles an hour, that was driving those little hailstones, that it caused enough damage that we had to get a new roof. And one of the things that happens, and everybody knows that, is all of a sudden all these companies come in. A lot of them may look like they're in state, but if you look at the license plates, they're not.
Right.
And so, when they go up on the roof, obviously they're going to say, well, there's damage because they're here to make money.
Right.
So you have a problem, well, gee, do I trust these people?
Right. And then, I don't understand when people hire somebody out of state, because most people, when they hire a roofer and they've got hail damage and it's on their insurance, we're taking the amount of money the insurance company gives us. Right. And quite frankly, the insurance company actually pays more than we charge.
Okay.
A lot of times people will make money when they hire us because we work very hard at being competitive. So these out-of-staters, they come in, and what they do is they say, well, we'll take and eat the deductible, and we'll take what your insurance gives us. Well, they're paying $50 a square higher. So if you got a 30-square roof, that's $1,500. So if you got a $500 deductible, they made another $1,000 than they should have to begin with.
Right.
So a year goes by, or let's say this winter, you get strong winds and a few shingles blow off. Who are you going to call? You know, now you're out trying to find somebody that'll go up and just put a few shingles on. You know, where if you hire a local company, and I'm not just saying me, any of us local guys, we have staff, we're going to send somebody out and take care of it right away.
Now, speaking of time, let's say you were in an area where you saw some good-sized hail come through. When should we have our roofs checked out to see if there is damage? How long do we have?
Any time for a year. You have 365 days from, it's called a CAT date. And so anytime that happens, whether you realize it or not, the insurance companies have that through the weather services. And so they know right where that hail is, where it's been, and it's recorded.
They can document it.
And they document it. Whether you do or not, they document it. So you've got 1 year to that date to claim it.
So the CAT date for us would have been last Thursday, right, Jason?
Yeah, and if, I don't know, Tom, I know this isn't going to be an ideal shot, but these are the storm reports from last Thursday, and you can see all of them are clustered right over the city itself. So there's Des Moines. You can see the bypass to the south and 8035 to the north. So this is an area with a high population density, a lot of houses. So there, and these are just people that reported it. So there's going to be a lot of people with damage in there. You know?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now we've got some steel roofs in the area that's stone-coated steel, and it doesn't up to 2.5-inch diameter hail. It does.
Yeah, what happens in that case? Because we've talked about steel roofs, and that seems to be the trend now. People talking a lot about steel roofing, and they do have the aggregate. Why do they have the aggregate on the steel panels themselves?
Well, you can have painted steel. I mean, there's a ton of different steel roofing products out there now. One of the reasons is with the cost of asphalt being so expensive, the manufacturers are looking at ways to use less of it, and that's why you're seeing a lot of failure in the industry, because they're playing with the formulas and stuff, and then all of a sudden, when it's a failure, you know, I mean, 70% of the roofs I replaced last year was, I won't say the name brand, but there was a company that manufactured, they had a catastrophic failure, and about two-thirds or better of my roofing was just that shingle.
Was it a metal shingle? Or
no, that was an asphalt. So that's driving people to the steel.
Okay, that's what you're talking about.
Right, right, I'm sorry. And so the asphalt, the price has gotten higher and higher and higher, but still stayed relatively stable. And so we're seeing now it costs you roughly 2 times to 2.5 times for a steel roof versus the asphalt. But a lot of people don't like the painted steel. Water comes off of it 30 times faster if it's painted. And so, you know, the snow and the ice tears gutters off. You know, there's a lot of negatives to it. So the stone coated emulates the asphalt. And so we've got that look like shake shingles. We've got that looks like cottage shape.
So it's functional and appearance-wise too.
It's very attractive. It's very attractive.
And I asked you this last time, but it doesn't sound like a snare drum in your house when it's raining with no roof.
No, it's actually quieter. It's actually the sound of the on the steel versus the asphalt is identical on the stone coated that we offer. It's the same noise decibel from the inside, but when we lay that with our underlayments and the dead air space and everything, it actually is quieter.
Interesting.
There you go.
And then the cost difference again for those?
About 2.5, depends on accessories. If you've got a simple roof, it may be a little less than 2. And if you've got a really fancy roof with a lot of valleys and those little returns and stuff, then you get into more accessories and it'll be 2.5 to 3.
Okay. What's the turnaround time now for somebody to get in now? So say they did have some damage on their roof from last Thursday. How quickly could you guys get their roof repaired?
We're working right now about 2 weeks. We're about
That's
2 weeks out.
Then.
No, not at all.
At this time.
We sold our first siding job for September in April. April 30th. We're booked all the way into September right now on siding. So, but for roofing, we're only about 2 weeks
siding,
out.
I'm sure, was damaged too.
That's why we're still talking roofing.
Exactly. Exactly.
I got to keep them guys busy.
Exactly. That's the whole idea.
I think they will be now.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, good. Well, great job, man.
Thank you.
How do people get a hold of you in case they want some more information? You can just help them out as to give them some advice.
It's 515-255-4872, which is all number 4 USA.
Oh, that's even easier. All 4 USA. I like that. 4 USA. Now we have it here. If you have any other questions, get a hold of us. We'll pass that along to you. Rebel, good job, man.
Thank you.
See you later,
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.